I want to thank each and every one of you who are part of this incredible community from the bottom of my heart. Every like, comment, and share means a lot and motivates me to continue bringing you quality content about technology, Tesla, and innovation. Now, we're on our way to our next goal, 1,000 subscribers. If you're not a subscriber yet, join us. Share the channel with friends who also love technology, so this community can continue to grow. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Together, we can go even further. Elon Musk envisions a future where robots, like Tesla's Optimus, will dominate both Earth and Mars. These humanoid androids could eventually surpass humans in number. While the idea of a robot takeover may seem alarming to some, Musk believes it could be essential for saving the planet. But before diving into that, let's explore what these robots are capable of and how they're making it happen, a topic that's often misunderstood. Just 5 years ago, the concept of a robot like Optimus seemed like pure science fiction. But now, it's becoming a reality. The recent Cybercab event, also known as the Y Robot Showcase, marked the largest deployment of Tesla's humanoid bots to date. Originally focused on robot cars, the event ended up drawing attention to the humanoid robots that stole the spotlight. However, not all of the attention was positive. Many people misunderstood how these robots are trained. At the heart of the event was robot teleoperation, which in simple terms means humans remotely control the robots. While this was evident at the event, it's important to note that robot control can happen in 3 different ways. Teleoperation is one method and has a real-world application in jobs where human safety is at risk, such as bomb disposal, tiger feeding, or cleaning toxic waste. Another method is hard coding, which involves programming robots with specific instructions to perform tasks in a set way. This has been successful in industries like manufacturing, where robots perform repetitive tasks. However, when something unexpected happens, hard-coded robots can run into issues. That's why, for example, Amazon warehouse robots are separated by cages from human workers, even though workplace injuries remain higher in these robot-equipped environments. The third method involves robots powered by artificial intelligence and neural networks. This is where the industry is headed. AI allows robots to reason, problem solve, and learn, making them much safer and more adaptable in various situations. However, we're still far from reaching that level. Unlike traditional software, AI isn't simply written. It must be trained by showing it examples. This is why Tesla's Optimus project relies heavily on teleoperation. During the Cybercab event, operators wearing VR headsets demonstrated tasks that helped the AI system learn. In essence, the Cybercab event at Warner Bros. Studio became the largest robot training session ever. Some robots were fully autonomous, while others were controlled by humans, helping guide their learning process. At the event, some robots acted as avatars for teleoperators. Whenever a robot was seen walking or dancing, these actions were fully driven by AI, with each movement carefully trained over time. Tesla has shared numerous videos showing the progression of Optimus learning to walk, as well as the development of its dance moves. There were also robots interacting with guests in controlled scenarios, like handing out snacks or drinks. These tasks were autonomously performed, but when the robot ventured outside of its training, like pouring beer from a tap, its movements became noticeably less smooth and coordinated. This was a clear indication that a human operator had stepped in to guide it. This process mirrors what Tesla has done with its autopilot and full self-driving systems in their cars. Initially, the cars could only handle simple maneuvers like lane changes and navigating curves. More complex actions required the driver to take control. Over time, as the autopilot system improved, the cars became capable of managing more intricate tasks. However, the driver still needed to be ready to step in if the system became confused. Now, we're reaching a point where autopilot can drive autonomously without human intervention. Training Tesla's robot to interact with the real world will follow a similar path. While it may not take as long, thanks to advancements in neural network training in recent years, it will still require significant time and effort. The Tesla bots interacting with the crowd at the event were all being remotely controlled by operators using headsets. Optimus had never faced a situation like this before. It had been trained to interact with Tesla employees, trained professionals who understood the robot's movements and limitations. But the event was filled with a large crowd of people, many of whom had already had drinks, and most were unfamiliar with the proper way to approach a robot. This made for potentially risky interactions, but according to Tesla engineer Milan Kovac, there was only one instance of a robot falling during the entire 4-hour event. The one instance of a robot falling was due to a purse getting caught on the robot's hand, which highlights the challenge of people not knowing how to properly interact with robots. A Tesla employee, for example, wouldn't approach Optimus with a swinging bag, but a random person likely would. This scenario presented a situation that Optimus wasn't trained for. But now, it is. The data generated from these teleoperated interactions with the public will be fed back into Optimus's neural network, allowing it to learn how to navigate real-world environments with humans. Moving forward, Optimus will know that getting its hand caught in a purse strap is a risky situation to avoid. This is the key difference between programmed robots and AI-driven ones. In a controlled environment, it's not too difficult to make a robot perform tasks flawlessly, and hard coding can achieve that. However, getting a robot to adapt and function in the unpredictable real world is much more complex. No amount of computer code can prepare a robot for every situation it might face. Tesla is at a similar stage with its full self-driving technology. It wouldn't be hard to develop an autonomous car if all drivers followed the rules, roads were perfectly built, and infrastructure was maintained without fault. But that's not the reality we live in, which is why Elon Musk's self-driving predictions didn't come to fruition 5 years ago. If Elon is right about the Tesla bot eventually being able to run errands like grocery shopping or walking the dog, it will face a learning curve just like the self-driving cars. What we're seeing now is just the start. Now let's talk about hands. A surprising reveal at the Y Robot event was the upgraded Gen 3 hand for the Tesla bot. According to Elon Musk, this new hand will boost the robot's dexterity from 11 degrees of freedom to 22, which means it will have 22 potential movement directions between the wrist, thumb, and fingers. This design closely mimics human anatomy, and it's the most advanced hand Tesla has created so far. But it's not that Tesla couldn't have made a more complex, human-like hand from the start. It's more likely that they deliberately chose not to, following Elon's best part is no part philosophy. This approach involves removing as many parts as possible until only the essentials are left, making the product work as efficiently as possible. The human hand serves as a baseline for understanding the evolution of the Tesla bot's design. The first-generation Tesla bot hand can be seen as an attempt to minimize complexity. In this version, the hand is reduced to just 2 flaps and a thumb. Moving on to the second-generation Optimus hand, we start to see more parts being added, with 4 fingers, though some joints are still missing. With the third-generation hand, it's clear that Tesla has nearly returned to a full hand design, incorporating 3 knuckles on each finger, extra movement for the pinky, and the ability for each finger to spread, giving the hand a unique capability, making the Vulcan salute. This design relies on tendons, similar to the strings of a puppet, controlled by actuators in the forearm. This approach is more typical in animatronics, as seen in high-budget movies or theme parks. So, does this mean Elon Musk's philosophy was wrong? Not necessarily. It just shows that in this case, having more complexity actually enhances the robot's capability. It's one of the rare scenarios where adding more functionality improves efficiency. The key distinction between Optimus and other factory robots is that Optimus is a generalized robot, while the others are purpose-built for specific tasks. It's a common argument that specialized robots are more efficient for specific roles, and there is some truth to this. However, for a generalized robot to be truly efficient, it must be capable of handling all tasks, not just most. This means that in order to prepare for edge cases, like hand sewing or playing the piano, the robot has to be overbuilt for everyday tasks, such as carrying boxes or cleaning. Most of Tesla Bot's training revolves around factory-specific tasks like carrying a tray of batteries, but we've also seen Optimus being trained on more generalized tasks, like folding shirts or placing items on shelves. This brings us back to the core purpose of these robots, performing the boring, repetitive, and dangerous jobs that are essential in society, but that people are increasingly unwilling or unable to do. As more people retire from the workforce, There is a growing shortage of labor for these essential tasks. Retirees remain active consumers, needing more services as they live longer. But the pool of people able to perform these tasks is shrinking. Soon, there will come a time, not immediately, but not too far in the future, when the jobs that people don't want to do simply won't get done. The social disruption from this shift will be significant. While introducing robots into the workforce will also cause disruption, the sooner we start integrating them, the less impactful it will be in the long run. This is the challenge we must start addressing now.